Hey everyone, Serene here. Welcome back to In Stars and Time. So in the last episode, we were trying to figure out more about the king's history and where he came from. And from some articles, we did learn that he has some kind of affinity to stars. Anyway, the idea was to go to the observatory on the 3rd floor to find out more about the stars. So, if you're wondering why we're back here in town, it's because I was trying to do another run through the entire castle, and I found out it was actually really helpful. But unfortunately, I ended up eating some pineapples and died, and ended up back here. So, while I was doing that, I did learn a few things about our friends and how to help them. So we're gonna be doing that before we get to the observatory. Alright, so with Odile, I think in here we can tell her that the book that she's looking for some kind of family tale, which is like a historical record of a family. The baker actually has the book, I think. I'm looking for a certain type of book. Alright, family tale. Oh, I've heard the Boulangerie has one of those. But what? What? Huh? Really? She doesn't seem to know how to react. You look at her repeat the same words over and over. Siffrin, will you come with me? To ask them if I can borrow it. It might take some time, so make sure you have some time to help me. Sure. You and Odile are now hanging out. Cute. Alright. Is that here? Yeah. Hello, we've heard you may have a family tale. A family tale? I have a family called, Paper Ass. Paper what? If you'd be okay with it, I'd like to borrow it for a little bit. The one I borrowed from my girl before the house froze. I'm not a very good writer, so I figured reading another one would give me some inspiration for stories to tell my little girl. Do you have it still? I do not. What? Do you know Antoine, maybe? No. He lives at the east of town, in the house with no flowers. Asked if he could borrow it. They knew the Paper Ass family, you see. I couldn't really refuse. The Paper Ass family died only a few years back, after all. Well, that sucks. Do you know if he still has it now? I don't see why they wouldn't. I have a sudden bad feeling about this. The house to the east of the village with no flowers, huh? Looks like we should go pay them a visit. Alright. Is this gonna turn into one big chase? No flowers. Hi. Oh, hello. Antoine, is it? That sure is me. And you're two of the saviors, aren't you? Thank you for all you're doing. Best of luck for tomorrow. Thank you. We had a favor to ask. Could we borrow the family tale you possess? For an hour, maybe. Oh, the Paper Ass family tale. I know this means a lot to you, so... Oh no, that's not the problem. I'd be happy to lend it to you. But, well, I think one of the kids next door stole it from me. What? Oh, I'm not saying they're bad kids. They're very nice kids. Very nice. They just, well, you know the 3 kids outside. A few weeks ago, they passed by to help me cook some things, and, well, the book is gone now. So, sounds like we should talk to those kids. We'll get that book out, Odile. Let's just go, alright? Kids. She addresses them exactly how I would. Kids. The middle kid with the small hat looks at you from their rock throne. Adults, what do you want? Tiffin, you handle this. Why you? Why me? You're closer to being a kid than I am. Jeez. Good luck. Okay. Do you know about Family Tales? Yeah? What kind of adult doesn't know about Family Tales? Are you stupid? Manon, you can't ask adults if they're stupid. Can't I? Look at him. They're short, and their hat looks unbrushed. And they look like they haven't slept in weeks. That hat definitely does look stupid and not cool. Siffrin, the kid is destroying you. Do something. On principle, you don't get into fights with kids. I would. What to say? Anyway, do you know about a paper-ass family tale? Man, and I think he's asking about... Shut up. I got this. So mean. The middle kid looks at you as disdainfully as they can. Which is a lot. What if we do? We'd like to borrow it. Trade. A trade. We have something you do not. Knowledge. Offer us something in exchange. A silver coin, a pun, a flower? How about a silver coin? 2 silver coins. You sadly show the single coin you have in your possession. What kind of adult only has 1 coin? Are you broke? Denied. Here, have 5. 10 silver coins. What? 4, and I won't tell your guardians that you stole a book. Yeah, okay, deal. We could have gotten away with 1. Okay, so Manon doesn't have the book anymore. What? Listen, Charlene was being really annoying about wanting it, so I gave it to her so she'd stop crying, okay? Who's Charlene? Charlene Choquette? The Bollinger's daughter. The what? Huh? You can't help but laugh. Look at the old lady's face. Siffrin. You jump. We are going. You nod rapidly and follow. Bye, adults. Let's play again soon. We just lost 5 coins. Just go all the way back. Hi. Hello. What? Hey. Please do not scare my daughter, madame. You get in front of Odile and smile at the girl. Hi. Hi. We've heard you got a cool book. A book? Oh, yes. From Manon. Manon is so nice. She gave me the book. The book with the nice stories. Dad was reading it and now it's mine and I can read it all by myself. But it's boring. I want another book, Papa. Wait, which book are you talking about, Charlene? This one. She shows you a book with paper-ass family tale written across it. I'm so sorry. It's fine. Nice. Finally. You both find a nice, silent place to talk. I can't believe this took so long. But... finally... Odell looks at the closed family tale book intently. Aren't you gonna read it? They said I could keep it until I have to leave Dormant, so I have time, but... She's still looking at it. The family tale book you spent so much time trying to find. It seems important to her, but why? Is it related to your research? Sorry, what? The book. Is it related to your research? Well, I suppose I've kept it secret long enough. What? Is she like a... anthology nerd? Don't tell Isabeau, alright? There is no research. What? I'm not researching anything. Huh? Sorry for not saying anything. Isabeau said I must be researching something since I was a traveler in Valgard, and it felt easier to not say anything. So then, why did I leave Kabui? Travel for years? All to find myself in Valgard, if not for some intellectual pursuit. Well, I'm actually here in Valgard to find out more about myself. I suppose it's not very apparent to you, but my mother was Valgardian. Oh. I've lived my whole life in Kabui. My father was Kabuan, and my mother Valgardian. I have no idea how they met. He never told me, but all I know is that she never wanted a child. She left very early in my childhood, and I never saw her again. Good riddance, if you ask me. But she left and didn't leave anything behind. No pictures, no letter, no family history. But what does it matter, right? My father was a good man, and Kabui was my home. I used to think I didn't need to know about my history, about Valgard. But still, a part of me was curious. And one day, a few years ago, a Valgardian merchant showed me her wares, and this book that she wouldn't let go of. A book of tales written by her whole family. A family tale. And she explained family tales to me. Generations of Valgardian parents writing stories for their children and writing them down in a book. So you'd end up with stories written by an entire lineage. And she was explaining the way the book was written, the rules of this particular way of telling stories, how friendly families shared their stories with each other, and how it had been done for generations. How it brought her closer to her family, her ancestors, her culture. And while she was explaining all this to me, she suddenly stopped. And I was surprised to find out she stopped because I was crying. I didn't even realize it, because I wanted this. This connection that she had to a history that was also supposed to be mine. But it was stolen from me because my mother left, and I never have a link to this culture ever, unless I went there. So, this is why. So I traveled to Valgard. And, well, the king took over shortly after I arrived, which did make things more difficult. But during my travels with you all, I got to know many Valgardians and see many Valgardian cities. I got to learn more about the country, its culture, its faith, its people, and I look, and I learn, and this is the country my mother came from. It's half of me, but still, even now that I'm here in Valgard, I feel no connection to it whatsoever. I don't recognize myself here. Isn't that strange? Half of me should be from here, isn't it? Shouldn't I see something of myself here, in the place that my mother came from? Shouldn't it be like looking in a mirror? Like a revelation? Shouldn't I see how Valgardian people act, how they think, and be able to say, so this is why I'm like this. Shouldn't I be able to call this place mine? But I can't. And it feels awful, like my roots have been cut off without my consent. Like my mother stole it from me. Like I really don't belong anywhere. But this is why I'm here still. That's crazy. She came all this way, and she's even risking her entire life to protect it, even though she has no connection to it. To know as much as I can about this country. And in the meantime, find out if it'll make me find out more about myself. And I did find out more about myself during this journey, so I'm glad. It is an interesting question, is it not? How much do you carry of your country, of a culture that should have been yours but wasn't? It may not seem so to you, but to Kai Pui, my features are foreign. Just small things. My hair being slightly too thick, my brows too thin. Enough for me to look different here. I am other. So, what about Valgardians? Would they see me as one of theirs? Would I find myself in them? After coming here, I found out that no, of course not. Why would I? I've never been here before this journey. But at the same time, I'm not the only one who's other. In fact, Valgard is filled with people who also come from other lands. Valgard welcomes people from all around the world after all. So, even if I did not find someone like me, I found Valgard to be full of people that are similar to me. And I'm very grateful for that. Odal is half Valgardian. You never knew. She traveled halfway across the world to find out more about herself, trying to see if she'd find herself in a country she has no memory of. What about you, Siffrin? Are you finding out more about yourself in Valgard? Huh? What do you mean? Well, you didn't grow up in Valgard either, right? Do you have roots here? Or were you just passing through? My apologies. Forget I asked. I didn't say anything. You didn't need to. Your face said it all. Just because I'm telling you personal facts about myself doesn't mean you need to tell me anything in return. It was wrong of me to ask. We can forget about it. She goes back to looking at the Family Tales cover. She'd probably be fine leaving it here, just bearing her story to you and nothing else, but you... I don't remember much about where I'm from. Odal turns to look at you. Huh. Were you too small when you left? Or is it because there's nothing worth remembering? Everything was worth remembering. Does he just not remember? Neither. But I can relate to you, trying to find pieces of yourself whenever I can, wherever you can. Trying to find where you belong. Trying to find how your roots might have shaped you. Which parts of you were you created and which parts already were. You nod. But you know you're not only made of where you're from, right? If that was the case, everyone in Kapui would be the exact same, and everyone in Valgard would be the exact same. Where you're from matters, yes, but it's not the only thing that makes you, you. That's what I realized during this journey, Siffrin. I'm Kabuan and Valgardian in ways I do and don't realize. And I am also myself. One might say that's more important than being Kabuan and Valgardian, wouldn't you agree? I do. Heh. That's interesting. I feel so much lighter now. Because you found a family tale? Yes, and also because we talked, Siffrin. Oh. Thank you for listening to me, Siffrin. You blush and nod. Now get out of here. I have a family tale to read before we all meet for our sleepover. We'll talk later. Go have fun. Odell smiles at you mischievously. Memory of secret quest. Nice. Boost all of your researcher's stats by 30. Wow. Craft Break Alpha. Craft Break Alpha is amazingly strong. When used, it makes an enemy weaker to all craft types for a few turns. What? It's so strong you'll only be able to use it when you and your researcher have had this exact conversation. Jeez. So if you loop back to Dormont, you'll have to talk to her all over again. Ah, jeez. Okay, well, we have Bonnie. Let's see here. Wrong way. So I think to help Bonnie, we needed to find out like 3 of their favorite foods. And I found out 2 of them. One was rice, the other was pineapple slices, which I am allergic to and died. Okay, you love rice and pineapples. I don't know the third one, but we can guess. Malanga fritters, palmiers or samosas. I'm gonna say this one. No? Oops. You don't think Bonnie will let you guess again this loop? Seriously? I got it wrong. Okay, that's fine. Can always loop back. I don't know if we will. It is nice to have the craft break though. Just so we can get back to the end with the king. What am I missing? Okay, let's skip to the part where we get to the observatory. Alright, so this is the way to the observatory. So this is my second time on the 3rd floor. The first time I unlocked all the doors, but I realized that the star crest disappears when you do that, so I had to loop back to the 3rd floor without any of the doors unlocked to get the star crest to get to the observatory, which is just I feel like for like a game with like a looping mechanic like this, there should be more shortcuts. There's a book in Kabuan open on the table. You all look at Odile. Okay. Colors through time. Seems to be an essay about color theory. Color theory? What's a color? Okay. So how do I learn more about the stars here? Through the telescope? It's dusty. What's that? Okay, telescope. Can I not look through it? A big window. Stars. The stars. Stars like the king's armor. Stars like the king keeps mentioning. Stars like... You should remember them. Something in you tells you should. Every time you raise your head and look up at them, you feel like it's something you've done dozens, hundreds, thousands of times. But you can't remember any of it. You can't remember what you were even trying to see looking up at them. The king. Every time you face him, he asks you the same question. Do you remember? Remembering is not something you're very good at. There's so much you can't remember. You're a very forgetful person after all. You can't remember basic items. You forget where you're going half the time. You can barely remember people's names. You've noticed you're starting to forget whole loops. You can barely remember anything that happened before you started looping in time. You can barely remember anything that happened before. You breathe out and unclench your fists. What you can and can't remember doesn't matter much now, does it? The king. Does he want you to remember something? Does he... You should go and ask the king what he wants you to remember later. Sif? You okay? Alas and that, Siffrin. You open your eyes, smile, and shake your head. You have to keep going. Okay. I guess we go to the king. That is all of our points. We've used all our points to loop. It was a lot easier with many points, but hopefully we get somewhere with this. And I forgot my bomb, which isn't such a big deal. I don't think it matters that much. Now that we're all strong and beefy. Let's get right to it. Wait. You, traveler. Yeah. Do you remember? I do not. Yes, I asked him during the battle. I don't get it. Alright, let's ask the king. What should I remember? Every single time you face him, he asks if you remember. There's something he thinks you should know. Should remember. But... does it really matter, Siffrin? He could just be trying to confuse you. Yeah! Speaking in riddles to Fryn. Stop trying to confuse him. He hasn't forgotten anything. But you have, haven't you? You try not to think about it, but... what have I forgotten? Forgotten? Oh, Bright One. Bright One, why? Why would you ask? Don't you know at this point what you've forgotten? Haven't you always known? Can't you see the hole it's left behind? if not what used to fill it. Don't you feel it? Its absence. What the crap is he? All of it. You've forgotten it all, Bright One. They all have. We all have. No one can say it. No one can even remember it. It escapes us. It'll keep escaping us. Oh, why don't you remember? I can tell. Everything from your accent to the way you use craft, to the stitching on your cloak and the hat, to the pins you wear. You should remember. You and I, of all people standing here, should remember. Bright One, please, please, just remember it. Say it. Make it real. Please. If you can remember, then maybe. What is happening? Is he okay? Something we've all forgotten? I haven't forgotten anything, stupid. What? Sif? Something you've forgotten. Something everyone has, even if they don't pay attention to it. The hole it is left behind. Something bigger than just the stars. What you're trying to remember doesn't exist anymore, but someone might have still written proof it existed, haven't they? What? Where am I from? Still don't know. Okay, it's, I'm just gonna die again to the king. Here again. King, could you kill me first? I'd appreciate it. Of course, Bright One. May death bring it all back. So generous. You feel a tug on your stomach already. King strikes. Okay, well, now what? I don't know what to do now. I guess we can just go back to town. We should probably talk to Loop. We've looped 50 times. 50 loops. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, hopefully Loop has something helpful to say. You, get out of here. So? Got any theories about the loops I'm trapped in? Why would I? Your name is literally Loop. Oh, stars above it is. Tee. Ugh. But just because I call myself Loop doesn't mean I know anything. I'm just bad at names. But I'll see what I can do. What's your question? Do you know anything that could help? Such a broad question, Stardust. As I've told you before, I know as much as you do right now. How can that be? What do you mean? Aren't you here to help me? Why don't you know more about the loops you're supposed to help me with? Tee? Don't you tee me. Oh. I still don't have a good answer for you, Stardust. Isn't it already nice that you have me to talk to about these loops? You could be alone, stuck with your only tiny brain for company, with no one to talk to. Okay. Well, why don't we summarize what we know about those loops? We might find something out. You sigh and nod. Nothing better to do, you suppose. So, you are currently stuck in a time loop for some unknown reason. The loop starts when you wake up in dormant, and seems to end when you talk to the head house maiden. Unless I die first or touch a tear. Yes, maybe the loop considers getting frozen in time by those tears a sort of death. But why aren't you looping back when you get frozen in battle? Huh? Isn't it because I thought the tears worked differently than an actual time freeze skill? Is that so? Well, you're the one getting frozen, so you'd know. So you loop if something keeps you from advancing in some way. I wonder if other things would count as keeping you from advancing. Like what? Like, what if we cut off your legs? Would you immediately loop back? You can't advance if you have no legs, right? I'd rather not test that one. Aw, but understandable. But it is interesting, though. What makes the loop actually loop? Maybe... Does the loop consider talking to the head house maiden? Something that keeps you from advancing somehow? Oh, maybe, but... What would advancing even mean then? Towards what goal? Is there something that happens when you talk to the head house maiden that makes a certain goal impossible to accomplish? As you found out, all of this might be the work of Timecraft, a power that should be impossible to use, but you and the king are somehow able to manipulate it. But... am I manipulating Timecraft if I can't control it? But you can, can't you? You can more or less control where you come back. Except when you talk to the head house maiden, it seems, which brings you back to the start. But just being able to loop back in time and avoid death might count as you being able to use Timecraft. But if Timecraft is supposed to be too dangerous to even use, how did I get that power? And how can you break the loop for good? Yes, those are the big questions, aren't they? I do wonder about the limitations of your powers still. What makes you actually loop? Somehow I feel like finding out more about that would be useful. Stardust, we've been talking for a while, so maybe not right now, but when you have some time, will you hang out with me for a bit? Huh? Hang out? I have a theory I'd like to test. And we haven't spent any time together, Stardust. I'm lonely. I want to have a long conversation with someone, anyone. I want to hang out. Urgh. Again, it doesn't have to be right now. Our little hangout time might last a while. Maybe even longer than the rest of the day. I'm sure you have plans for this loop, so I can wait until you have time. Okay? A theory Loop would like to test about the loops might be useful. Okay. Yay! I'll be waiting, Stardust. In the meantime, how can I help you? Blah blah blah. What would I do? Please give me a hint. Please, anything. Why would anyone write down what they've forgotten? Why would anyone know its importance if they can't remember? Except... I'm actually surprised you haven't found it yet. Not reading a lot of books, are we? If you read it, maybe you'd understand. Something you have to read. I've been reading plenty of books, you sigh. Time to go hit the books again. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. That is not a good hint. Okay, I think we're gonna end up hanging out with Loop anyway. But before we do that, I'm gonna try to help Bonnie. Because I cannot guess their last favorite food. Is it samosas? Okay, it's rice. Pineapples. I don't know what it is. Samosas? What? But which samosas? Yeah, I bet you don't even know that. Which samosas are my favorite, stupid? I don't know. Without cheese, with potatoes? Yeah. That's all my favorite foods. I didn't know samosas had cheese. Success. If you remember them all, you do pay attention to me. No, that's stupid. Of course you do. Or else you wouldn't have. There's something you can help me with. Can you come with me? If you have time. Alright, fine. Let's go. Bonnie brought you outside of Dormant. You can see some weak sadnesses roaming around in the distance. I didn't know there were sadnesses out there. Friend, you said I could ask for anything, yeah? Not exactly what you said, but sure, whatever you want. Okay, well, I need you to teach me how to fight. Oh. I know Donna's gonna say I can help you all in battle tomorrow, but it'll be from far away, right? I want to help. To actually help. And for that, I need to learn how to fight. So you're gonna help me. Let's go. Bonnie ran away. Oh jeez. Towards the sadness. You run towards Bonnie as fast as you can. Look! I'm not scared. Come on! Oh jeez. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this. I can do this. Oh. Wow. Bonnie. Without thinking about it, you strike. Damn. You can't help but yell. Be more careful, Bonnie. I'm sorry. You look at Bonnie closely. Miraculously, they don't seem hurt. Bonnie's trembling. I shouldn't have yelled. Breathe with me. You breathe slowly in and out, and make sure Bonnie breathes with you. You need to calm down too. Slowly, they stop shaking. That didn't go super well. It did not, no. It's your fault. You weren't there. You weren't there to help me and tell me what to do. You frown. I'm sorry. I can teach you, but don't go on ahead on your own. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll listen. Tell me how to fight. I want to learn. You look around. There's another sadness in the distance. Put your index finger in front of your mouth to tell Bonnie to stay silent and point towards the sadness. Bonnie looks over and nods. You jump in. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Yes. What do I do? You smile. Teaching time. You tell Bonnie to look at the sadness's hands. That's a scissor sign, right? So that means they're vulnerable to rockcraft. Yeah, I know rockcraft. So I can hit them, right? You nod. Okay. Here we go. You take an attacking stance. Bonnie follows suit. Oh. Nice. I did it! I did it, friend. You clap. Yeah! You defeated the sadness. Breathe out. Bonnie is looking up at you. You look back. Hey friend, why aren't we allowed to touch you? What? What? Belle and Zah and Belle said we're not allowed to touch you because it makes you jump and because he said so. It's true that you jump, but I was wondering why, because it means we can't high-five or anything. Why? None of them are touching you. On purpose? Because it makes you jump? For such a simple reason? I don't mind being touched or hugged. I'm just not used to it. You're not used to it? Oh, maybe it's because you're not ready for it when it happens. That's how it is with, Nilly. Nil? Nil? Who is Nil? Oh, my sister. Her name's, Petronil. But it's dumb, so I call her Nil. She doesn't like it when people touch her and she's not ready for it. Nil's really cool and tough, but she gets scared easy, I think. One day I touched her shoulder, and she didn't know where I was there, and she screamed really loud. Like, "Arr!" But then she said I shouldn't do it again, because when she's scared, she said her scared brain takes over, and she said she might suplex me without meaning to. Which sounds really cool, but she said she doesn't want to suplex me because she doesn't want to hurt me. She did suplex one dude who scared her once, though. So I'm not allowed to touch her if she doesn't know if I'm there. So I always try to walk real loud so she hears me coming. That's why my shoes are so big, see? Bonnie points at their boots. You nod. They've got big shoes to fill. I don't want to talk about my sister anymore. You don't often talk about her. She's frozen in time and she's not here, so I don't want to talk about her. She says talking behind people's backs is bad. And also talking about her hurts and makes me sad. I want Nil to be here. I should have helped her when... Why aren't you used to being touched? Did your family not hug you when you were a kid? You flinch. Can't remember. Oh. But maybe that's why. I'm just not used to it and it takes me off guard, I think. Oh, okay. So if you can see me, and if I tell you I'm gonna touch you, it's fine. It's not fine, but sure. Huh. Okay. I remember that. So, then... Bonnie jumps up and down, making sure you watch him do it. I'm going to touch you now. Suddenly, Bonnie pokes you hard in the stomach. Ow. Ow? You saw me and I told you, so it's fine. I guess so. Okay, let's go. Let's fight one more sadness. I can do one more. Spot a sadness in the distance and attack. Alright, let's go for it. Bonnie's gonna be the best fighter ever. If they don't die. This is different from usual. You're not used to fighting outside anymore. The ground isn't even, and there's rocks and branches to worry about. Oop. Did I trip? Did Siffrin trip? You tripped on a branch. Bryn! The sadness saw you fall and is running towards you to attack. No! Not this time! Bryn! Bryn, are you okay? Is that what happened to their sister? Bonnie's shaking. I'm okay, Bon Bon. I just tripped. Really? You promise? I promise. You nod. Okay. You haven't called me Bon Bon forever. Only Za calls me that now. Oops. Bonnie? No, I didn't mean... You promise you're okay? You nod. Okay. Sorry. I got scared. It's just... It reminded me of before, that's all. Before? Yeah. You remember, right? It was a while back, when you protected me from that other sadness, you know? What sadness do they mean? I can't remember. Which one? Which one? The one that got your eyes, stupid. Oh. Ah! Oh crap, you stupid crabbing. See, I told you. I knew it. You're so crabbing stupid. You didn't even remember it. Think it doesn't matter. You keep getting hurt because of me and you don't care. You can't see from one eye because of me, and you think it doesn't crabbing matter. That's right. You'd forgotten. It was after you all met Bonnie, before they started barely speaking to you anymore. They weren't careful, and a sadness was about to hurt them. I really thought that's just how he looked. That's just how he's born with one eye. They're so small. No one else was close enough to do anything. You're the fastest. So you ran and got in front of them and... Why did you do it, friend? Why did you do it? Why did you protect me? I don't understand. You could have stayed put. I could have taken care of it. I was fine. No, Friend thinks they're better than everyone else. And you tried to protect me like a stupid crapping idiot. And you got hurt. Because of me. Because of me, and you can't see from one eye. You have a big scar. And you bump into things all the time. And you trip all the time. And you can't see. Because of me. Because of me. Oh no. They seem really upset, but it's not that big of a deal though. But it is. It really is. You got hurt because of me and I don't like it. I don't want it to have happened. You should have stood there and let me be hurt. But you would have died. It doesn't matter. If I died, it would have been fine. It would never have been fine. I could never let that sadness hit you. I know you don't like it when we say you're a child, but you are. And as adults, it's our responsibility to make sure you're safe. Did you want us to go to your sister and tell her sorry we didn't jump to save them, so they're gone now? You'll always be more important than any of us. No matter what, we'll always make sure you'll live. And I'll always pick you over a blinding stupid eye. But friend, I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to be hurt. You can reassure them all you want, say you're sorry, promise you'll never do it again. But you would do it again. Again and again and again. If it happened now, while you're stuck in a time loop, you'd jump in and protect them every time. You'd protect them all, every time. Because what's the alternative? Try to find a way to save them without being hurt? What if you failed? What if you couldn't do it and they did get hurt instead? What if they died because you tried to get a better ending? Can't take that chance. You would do it again the exact same way, for as long as needed. I'm stronger now, Bonnie. I can protect you and make sure I don't get hurt either. You promise? You promise you won't get hurt again? I promise. You super promise? Super promise. You super duper promise? Super duper promise. Okay. Okay. As long as you promise it's fine. Oh. And anyway, I protected you just now, right? If it wasn't for me, you'd have been hurt. So you can protect me, and I can protect you. And we can protect everyone too. Yeah? Yeah. You see me, right? I'm gonna touch you now. Cute. Bonnie runs into your side. They hug you tightly. You freeze until you remember what to do. So awkward. Slowly, you hug them back. See, you do know how to hug. Looks like I do, yeah. What a little gremlin. Memory of training. Your kid. I like that that's their title. Your kid will never miss when attacking. Your kid also learned the skill Billion Blows technique. They'll be able to hit the enemy harder during battle. It's so strong. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think that's where we're gonna leave it for this episode. Okay, so in the next episode, I'm gonna make sure we get all, how many? We got Bonnie, which we just did, Mirabelle, Odile, Isabeau, and Loop. So, once I do all those, I'm gonna go back to the castle and look through some books, I guess. See if I can find a book that'll help me or something. And yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, see you next loop. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already. Please remember to take care of yourself today, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.